Hello, welcome back to the channel, and this is a channel where we give you reviews. Don't do unboxings, might do a few playthroughs next year, you never know. But today we're going to be continuing the countdown of our top 100 board games of all time for 2024. This is numbers 30 down to 21. There's only, including this one, 3 more segments of this list left. There's only 2 more advent calendar windows to open, but unlike traditional advent calendars which give you a lump of chocolate, you are more than likely going to be opening up to a lump of dog shit. So remember, if your top 100 board games aren't on this list, then that's because A, we haven't played them, or B, yeah, you guessed it, we think they are complete and utter dog shit. So remember, if you are new here, then please consider subscribing to this channel, hit the like button and all that YouTube bullshit. See you after this. Bollocks. So number 30 on the list of our top 100 board games of all time for 2024 is a game called QE, or Quantitative Easing, something that the Bank of England did to launder loads of fucking money over the last 5 or 6 years. This is an auction bidding game. You'll be bidding for control of different commodities, and you can bid as much as you fucking well like. Yeah, there's no limit to the amount of money that you can spend in this game. Yes, you could bid 6 trillion quid if you wanted to, you know what I mean? The only problem is that if you bid the most, then you are barred from winning the auction. Yes, you've got to be very careful that you don't spunk all your money out of the wall too much, but you bid just enough to win the auction. QE is an absolutely fantastic game. I've had so much fun with this since we picked it up about a year ago, and it's absolutely hilarious when somebody just goes absolutely fucking mental with the bids, and then everyone else is left to chase them up the ladder of bankruptcy. Yeah, I'd highly recommend Quantitative Easing as one of the best auction games ever made, and it's just phenomenal. So number 29 on this list is a worker placement game that we've been playing for fucking ages, yeah? It's a game called Caylus, yeah? This is sort of wrongly credited as being one of the first worker placement games, but it is one of the worker placement games that made the genre very, very popular. In Caylus, you'll be assisting a grumpy fucking king, more grumpy than me on a fucking Wednesday, to build the castle of Caylus, and you'll be doing this by placing your workers out on a road system to take actions. You'll be building buildings here to increase the efficiency of your actions. You've got to be careful that the provost doesn't move into spaces which you want to take the actions from, because they will fuck you up royally, right? Caylus was considered to be quite a complex game way back when, but when I play it now, it is actually a piece of piss. These types of games have become more and more complex as the years have gone by, but Caylus still scratches an itch that I cannot get rid of, yeah? I still love playing this game even today. There's no randomness in this game at all, and it's just still a wild experience plotting your way through this 2 to 2.5 hour worker placement extravaganza. It's fucking awesome. So number 28 on this list of our top 100 board games of all time is a new game on the list. This is Dwellings of Elderval. I think this has just been rethemed in some Andromeda shit or some space crap, yeah. But whatever, we've got the original version, and it's one of the best produced games we've ever seen, yeah. The inserts in this are absolutely superb, and the game is as well. This is another worker placement game, but it doesn't really feel like it, yeah. It feels more like sort of an abstract storytelling game to me. I don't know why, but you'll be placing your workers out on the board. You'll be taking different actions, funnily enough, and you'll be going into dungeons trying to get rewards there. You'll be building dwellings to get an area majority, and various monsters will come out that you'll have to have fights with, and you'll be able to have player versus player scraps on the board as well, yeah. Dwellings of Elderval is a captivating game, yeah. We were late to the party on this one. When I looked at it first of all, I just thought, well, it just looks like a generic sort of Catan clone, do you know what I mean? But we picked it up and I love it to bits, yeah. The box is a little bit too big. It seems as though they just went for one box size regardless of whether you had all the deluxe components and all that crap stuffed in there, yeah. So the box is really unwieldy. It's very difficult to fit on your shelf, so just be wary of that if you do pick this up. But yeah, Dwellings of Elderval, a fantastic kind of abstract worker placement game that weirdly has quite a lot of theme baked in as well, yeah. I don't know, I don't really know how to describe this one, but I do know that I love it. So number 27 on this list is a dice placement game, yeah. This is Rajas and the Ganges. In this game, you're going to be obviously rolling a bunch of dice, and you'll be using the pips on the dice to build buildings. You'll be using them to move your boat up the river Ganges, you'll be trying to provide influence in the palace. Yeah, this game kind of reminds me of the Voyages of Marco Polo, maybe because they both have dice. I think the artist was the same in both games. Yeah, there are similarities to this, but I think this is the better game because generally there's more things to do, and the expansions are easier to find as well. They come in like goodie boxes, which are a lot cheaper than buying a full-blown expansion. Yeah, Rajas of the Ganges is a rather unique sort of dice worker placement game, but it also uses traditional ideas that you've seen before, so it does feel familiar as well. Yeah, if you like dice placement games, then this is a fucking no-brainer, and I would imagine that if you like this sort of thing, you've already got it. Yeah, so I'll shut the fuck up. So number 26 on this list is another game by Eric M. Lang. This is probably Eric Lang's best game in my humble opinion. It is Arcadia Quest. This game uses what's called chibi miniatures to great effect. You're going to be constructing a map, playing out a scenario. There's going to be 6 scenarios in the box, but you can play them separately. You don't have to play them in a campaign. And you'll be taking 3 chibi miniature type characters out into this dungeon. You'll be trying to fulfill quests that might consist of defeating monsters, finding items, or maybe just beating up the other players. Yeah, there's player versus player combat in this as well. The thing I like about Arcadia Quest is that it is so simple to play. And I have heard that there is a streamlined version of this. Was it Starcadia Quest or something that makes it even simpler? Maybe they were going to release another version of it with streamlined rules, but I don't really see how you can sort of cut anything out of this because it's so simple anyway. Yeah, there are loads of expansions for this. You got the Inferno expansion, Beyond the Grave expansion, you got the pets, the dragons and all that sort of thing. And there was an obscure game called Masmora, I think that's what it's called. I've got it over there. I don't even know what it's called. That gave you a load of extra content under the guise of another game. I think they were just trying to sell you a shit game by making people buy it for chibi miniatures. But anyway, Arcadia Quest, an absolutely compelling campaign skirmish game that looks absolutely fantastic and still plays fantastic today. And it's Eric M. Lang's masterpiece in my opinion. You really need to own this one. But if you don't, fuck off and play something else. You know what I mean? Number 25 on this list is a real-time skirmish game. That basically is Aliens, the board game, yeah? It's Project Elite. In this game, you will take on the role of a bunch of Marines, or whatever you want to call them, and you'll be trying to protect your off-world facility from hordes and hordes of marauding aliens, yeah? You'll do this by rolling dice. The dice will dictate what you can do, and each round will last 2 minutes, and then you'll get a bit of downtime to reassess your position, use some equipment or whatever, recharge your batteries, and then you'll go again. You'll do this for like, I think it's 8 rounds, and you either win or you lose, yeah? This game is like Escape Curse of the Temple on steroids. If you suffer from high blood pressure, this is a game that you will want to avoid, like the Bishop of York's middle finger. It will get blood pumping around your system really quick, yeah? And it's just a fantastic game. I mean, this was released by Arcadia Games originally, and the component quality was absolutely shocking, but we put up with it because the game was so good. Then it was re-released by, call me or not, they fixed the component problem. They produced fantastic miniatures for this, some amazing expansions, but a lot of it was Kickstarter exclusive and you can't get it anymore, yeah? So that is a real kick in the teeth. So yeah, Project Elite, one of the best, if not the best, real-time skirmish games you can get, and it not only looks great, but it plays great as well. Just like I said, you've got diabetes and just don't bother with it, you know what I mean? So number 24 on this list is a game called Skull and Roses, yeah? This is a bidding stroke bluffing game that basically uses a bunch of beer mats as its components, yeah? What you'll be doing in this game, you will be placing a beer mat face down in front of you, and it may have a rose on it, or it may have a skull on it, yeah? Once you've gone round everybody once, then you get the option of passing or playing another beer mat. Eventually there's going to be one person left, and then they will have to, starting with their own stuff, reveal their beer mats without showing a skull, yeah? If you do that, then you get a point, and if you get 2 points in the game, then you'll win. Skull and Roses is one of the best bidding bluffing games that we know of today, and when you first start playing this, you just think it's just going to be some dumb bluffing game, but the more rounds you play, then a game within a game develops, and you're going to be starting to second guess your opponents, thinking, well, if they played a skull last time, then the chances are they're not going to play a skull this time. Are they? Maybe they are. Maybe they're going to double bluff or even triple bluff. Skull and Roses was cheap as chips when it first came out. I still think it's pretty cheap to buy. I think they changed the name of it. They dropped the roses and it's just called Skull now, I think, for some bizarre reason, yeah? But it's one of the simplest bidding bluffing games that you can get, and you don't even need to buy it, yeah? I know it's like dumping on the publisher, but you could just make your own out of paper if you wanted to, yeah? It's that simple, yeah? Find the rules online or something and just play this game because it's bloody awesome. So number 23 on this list is a worker placement game called The Lost Ruins of Arnac, yeah? In this game, you're going to be placing your workers on the board to take actions, yeah, that sort of thing. And you'll be trying to defeat monsters, you'll be trying to discover ancient relics, and doesn't really seem like it's doing anything new, and that's maybe because it isn't. And that doesn't really matter with this game, yeah? Because there's so many different options that you can take. And thematically, it makes a lot of sense to me, yeah? There was an expansion for this which added some character-specific abilities, and then there was another expansion that added like a campaign thing or whatever, but we never bothered with that because we're not really interested in campaign games, yeah? Lost Ruins of Arnac doesn't have the right to be this good, yeah? I wouldn't give it a hope in hell of surprising me. When this game was put in front of me and the box was opened, I just thought, here we go again, we've seen all this before, but for some reason it juggles the tried and tested worker placement mechanisms with some unique qualities that make this game unique, basically. If you're like us, you like these Euro-style worker placement games, then this one brings it into the second decade of the 21st century with ease. So number 22 on this list is a game based on a franchise that is rapidly becoming, already has become, oversaturated with shit content. Yeah, it's Dune Imperium. Getting to hate Dune, it's really doing my head in. Not this game here, but the whole Dune fucking thing. You know, the movies and naked TV shows, and how many Dune board games are there? There's just too much shit. But with Dune Imperium, again, I'm going to make an exception because this game is absolutely outstanding. This is a deck building worker placement game, yeah? You've got the worker placement portion of the game where you've got a bog standard board, put your worker out, take the action, and then you've got your deck building aspect where you'll be using your cards to do stuff, but the cards you don't use, you'll be able to use in a later section of the game for something else, yes? You've got to be very mindful about what you're going to be using in the immediate term and also what you're going to save in the long term, yeah? Dune Imperium had a couple of really good expansions called the Rise of Ix and an Immortality expansion that seemed really overpriced, yeah? We got it in a Black Friday sale, so we didn't pay much for it, but yeah, it was basically just a couple of decks of cards and a board and that. And then they released the Dune Imperium Uprising standalone expansion that we didn't buy because it seemed like it was a bit of a rip-off, yeah? They was just trying to milk as much shit out of you as possible, yeah? So we avoided that. And yeah, I've heard it's pretty good, but I just don't want to spend the money on it, do you know what I mean? Dune Imperium isn't the first game to merge worker placement and deck building, but it's the first game where we actually put aside our reservations about deck building games and actually embraced it in this game, yeah? We love that Euro style aspect to it, yeah? Just do us a favour and don't make any more Dune games, yeah? It's starting to give me a fucking migraine. So number 21, and the game that is going to conclude the fourth to last segment of this list of our top 100 board games of all time is a game called Orleans, yeah? This is a bag building game. You're going to be putting tokens that represent different workers into a bag. You'll be drawing them out and then you'll be arranging them on your player board in different buildings and stuff to take different actions, yeah? You might want to stick them out on the road to give you a big block of fucking stinking cheese, yeah? Or you might want to turn them into knights, which is going to allow you to draw more tokens each round. Or maybe you want to send them to the university, yeah? To give you books that is going to allow you to multiply this with citizens, which is going to give you more points, yeah? Orleans has got some of the best artwork we have ever seen in a board game. It's got that Bayeux tapestry style, wonky sort of thing, but it was prevalent in medieval art before humans discovered caffeine, yeah? And in terms of expansions, there's the must-have intrigue expansion, which turns things on its head where you can actually harm the other players. There's an invasion expansion and various other expansions for Orleans, but at its core, it's one of the best bag building games ever. I suppose you could sort of say it's a deck building game, but in a bag. And if you add the artwork into that, then it's just an outstanding game. Yeah, it's been around for like 10 years and it is still in print, yeah? So decent games, stay in print, go and get it. You don't have to do it today because it's not going to go out of print, is it? You're not in any danger of your belly blocking out the sight of your penis when you have a piss with this one. So there you go. Where are you going? That was the next instalment of our top 100 board games of all time. That was numbers 30 down to 21. There are two more segments here. So have a look what we got in the top 20. Well, fuck me backwards with a fucking feather duster. Yeah, there are some super delicious board games in the top 20. You will be sad to know that Arcs is not in our top 20, but it may well be in our bottom 20, which we are going to be doing in the new year, no doubt, yeah? Don't go out and get completely and utterly smashed for Christmas, yeah? Because you want to save your liver for those 2 or 3 or 12 days over Christmas, yeah? Come back in another couple of days for 20 down to 11. This is when things start heating up, where you can feel your little maggot start to turn into a semi, right? I'll stop there and I'll see you in the next one.